Welcome to day 8, celebrating Sicily. Today we're making the ultimate Italian street food, and that is arancini. I know you've seen them before, you may have even had them before. They're little rice balls. In Italian, arancini means little oranges, and they kind of look like little oranges, don't they? Well, I'm going to show you how to make them so easily that you'll be whipping them up in no time at all, and with just super simple ingredients. You know, Sicily is known for good food that's delicious and pretty easy to make, and also it's known for economical food because Sicily was in a bad shape for a long time. And so one of the reasons I love Sicilians is because they are so generous, and these ingredients that we're using in these arancini are easy to find and economical. So we're going to start off with our rice first. And by the way, you know, every time I start this, I forget to tell you who I am. I always think that you're going to know because you're on my Taste and Savor page, but I'm Nancy Walduck. I am a healthy chef cardiologist, and I do 3 things. I travel, I taste, and I teach. I travel to learn all over the world. I taste because I love to eat, don't you? And I teach because I want to teach you what I've learned from all my travels and tasting. So let's get going with our rice. The kind of rice you're going to see most often in the store for arancini, for risotto, is arborio rice. Now, a lot of real chefy recipes, they call for you to make risotto ahead of time. You don't have to do that. As long as you use arborio rice, sometimes you're going to see something like carnaroli, which is more expensive and harder to find, but it's really good. And then you also see imported arborio. So this one is from the United States, and we find it almost everywhere. It's great for the arancini. This one is an imported brand, a little bit more expensive, but still delicious. If you can find it, use that one. You're just going to make regular old rice with the 1, 2, 3 method. That is 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, equaling 3 cups of finished rice. But the important thing about doing this rice today is that you want to chill your rice before you start your arancini. So this rice was I just covered it and put it in the fridge overnight. And what it does is it helps keep those balls together, and that's what we are looking for. Oh my gosh, the first time I went to Sicily and had arancini, the first day when we got in, we drove down to Syracuse, and we were so tired. We just wanted to do a picnic. We didn't want to get dressed again. We just wanted a nice bottle of wine and some lovely things that we could enjoy. So we found this little gourmet shop called Gusto Gourmet. We just stumbled upon it. Mike looked up a gourmet shop on, I don't know, Google or Yelp or TripAdvisor. We found Gusto Gourmet. There's a picture of it on the blog, tasteandsavor.com. Celebrate Sicily Day 8, arancini. So if you read the blog, you're going to see lots of cool pictures of lots of different arancini. And one of my favorite pictures, it was the picture of the chef in a little mom and pop restaurant in Sicily, and he's showing us his rice balls. And oh, it's so cute. Anyway, and it was so good too. So back to Gusto Gourmet. I saw these really funny arancini that I hadn't seen before. I knew they were rice balls because they looked like this, except for they were tall on top. They had it almost looked like a cone of rice on top. And those are called alburo, and that's with butter, and those are made with cheese and sometimes prosciutto and butter instead of ragu. But we're making a traditional arancini today, and that includes some of the risotto rice, so arborio rice, and these ingredients right in this bowl here. So 1 egg, I beat it up before I put it in with the rice, some shredded Parmesan, and oh my gosh, this is Parmesan I brought back from northern Italy earlier in the fall last year, and then some tomato paste. And so the tomato paste also helps keep the balls together, and they add a lovely tomato flavor to the rice. You'll notice that this doesn't look like your regular tomato paste that you find in the grocery store. That's because I like buying the can of tomato paste and then putting tomato paste in 1 or 2 tablespoon portions, and I write tomato paste and the date on it. This one is from March the 1st, and then I put them in a bigger bag and put them in my freezer. That way I'm never wasting tomato paste, because you know a lot of the recipes only call for 1 or 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So that is what is in our bowl right here. And I've mashed it up really well together. And then now I'm gonna make my arancini. So in the arancini itself, I'm making a more traditional version. And that traditional version includes some cheese. Yay. Okay, so I buy the little mozzarella balls and then I cut them in half for my arancini. That's the easiest way to get just about the right size of ball or cheese for the middle of the ball. And then I have some peas. So these are just green peas. They're frozen peas. I defrosted them. You're only going to use a couple of peas in every arancini. But to be honest with you, they're just really pretty in there too. When you bite into it, you get the yummy, oozy, white mozzarella cheese. You get just a little hit of our next ingredient, which is our perfectly easy tomato sauce from day 5. Well, was it day 5? No, day 1, I think, is when I made the perfectly easy tomato sauce. I made a lot. I put some in the freezer, so I knocked it out so that we can use it to make arancini. Honestly, you could use any kind of tomato sauce, but because I know this tomato sauce is so good, I've given you the recipe again. So let's go ahead and make some of the rice balls. So I've got our rice mix in here. So I'm going to just take a little bit of our rice mix. And y'all, sometimes when I'm not doing this for camera, I will just use the white mine are white plastic gloves. So I've got just a little bit of the rice right here in my hand. Next up, I'm going to grab a piece of cheese and a couple peas. So those are going to add that green color, and you know, it's kind of the color of the Sicilian flag, isn't it? So I got the white, the green, and now the red. So here's just about a teaspoonful of the red tomato sauce, the perfectly easy tomato sauce. Then I'm going to grab some more of my rice and I'm going to mash it down on top of the start of the ball. Now, y'all, when I came back from Sicily that first time, oh my gosh, I must have watched 50 videos on YouTube and looked up 100 recipes for arancini because I wanted to make them my own and I wanted to make my own recipe. Some of the videos for making arancini are hysterical. Y'all have got to find them. There's even a wrapper video for arancini. But what I did was I kind of figured out how to do it on my own after watching those, and I did a lot of experimentation. So there we go. So now I have a nice little rice ball here. Next up, so I'm going to move this over. Next up, I'm going to do my egg wash. And this is just a couple of eggs that I beat up into a bowl. And I'm going to roll my arancini right into the bowl of eggs. So this is eggs, yolks and whites. And then finally, last but not least, I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to roll my arancini ball right into these breadcrumbs. And I am using, now this is very my recipe, not traditional Sicilian, but I'm using both a combination of just regular old dry breadcrumbs and I'm using some panko breadcrumbs too because, you know, I like the crispy of the panko. So I'm going to pull this tray over here and put my my arancini that's done. And what I would do is just make up a production line, just like I've done here. So I would go ahead and roll out all of my rice balls. Then I would take them, roll them in the egg yolk, roll them in the the panko and breadcrumbs, and then I would put them on, and hang on for just 1 second, because I'm gonna grab it. Did you hear me wiping off my hands over the trash can? So I found that the magic behind my arancini, at least, is an air fryer. So the air fryer does such a great job, y'all. When I came back, I thought that the only way I could really do the rice balls was in oil. And you know, I don't deep fry at home. I don't very often shallow fry either. But my first batch, and you'll see this when you look at the blog, was on the cooktop in a cast iron skillet, and I shallow fried them. And they were good, but they just weren't as good and crunchy and crispy as the ones that I had eaten in Sicily. So in comes the air fryer, and now I make them in the air fryer. I just literally, I still have lots of stuff on my hands. I just literally spray off my air fryer basket, put my rice balls in there, and in just about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to grab a paper towel. In 10 to 15 minutes, I have these golden brown, delicious, yummy arancini, just like that. So I always serve them up. I'm going to move this over. I always serve them up with just a little bit more of my tomato sauce, my perfectly easy tomato sauce for dipping. And y'all, this makes a fun appetizer. I have made this for as many as 30 people before in a Cook's Warehouse class, or most usually I make it just for family and friends, and serve it up with the perfectly easy tomato sauce, because they're so easy to make and they are so much fun and people just love them. So you can bake them as well, but again, in a 400-degree oven for about 15 or 20 minutes, just not the same, not that crispy, crunchy exterior that we love. And I have a special wine today. If you read the Friday 4 or Day 5 on Celebrate Sicily, you saw that I had a wine from the fun folks at Cortese, and that was a white wine, but this one is a red, as you can see, and this one is made with a grape called Nerello Muscalese. On the blog, I've got it phonetically written out. This is easy to drink, but not easy to pronounce. This grape is from the Mount Etna area, the still active volcano in the eastern side of Sicily, and this grape is delicious. Oh my gosh. When I turn people onto the grape, they're like, where has this been? Why don't I know about it? So if you like Zinfandel, if you like Shiraz, if you like a lighter grape that has a lot of flavor, like a light Shiraz or a lighter Zinfandel, you will love the Nerello Muscalese. You know, honestly, I had so many different kinds of arancini when I was in Sicily. I had the alburo, I had ones with ragu, I saw ones with swordfish, pistachios, shrimp, I even saw chocolate arancini, although I have yet to try that one. You can pair your arancini with almost any delicious Sicilian wine, but I chose this one for today because Mike and I are going to be enjoying this arancini for dinner tonight, along with a little bit of romaine salad with lots of Parmesan on it. So I thought this one would be a great pairing. And y'all, this is so affordable. It's about $15. And you can see the label and the name on the Taste and Savor blog. So if you go to the Taste and Savor website, which is tasteandsavor.com, and you go across the top, on the navigation bar, there's something that says blog. And if you click on it, right underneath is the Taste and Savor blog. So you're going to find all this information. Wonderful pictures of Sicily, including that one I was talking about of the precious chef in Enna and showing us his arancini. And you'll also see arancini served up with everything, including coffee. So I hope you go to the blog and look at that. Let me quickly taste this wine and tell you a little bit about how it smells and tastes. It is, of course, ruby in color. It smells like cherry. It smells like cherries, a little bit of warm baking spices, minerality, which comes with this grape, great acidity, and I ran it up underneath my front lip to check on tannin. It has a little bit of tannin, but very light, very soft. So great wine for arancini or for any kind of ragu, meat-based sauce, or I would even use it, I think with some fish off the grill, I think would be wonderful. So thanks for watching me on my 8-day adventure to Sicily. Today we would be coming home from Sicily, and I'd be happy to get here and see Mike and have dinner and be in the United States again, but I'm so sad we missed the trip to Sicily. I hope you've also noticed that we had a wonderful time when we go on Taste and Savor adventures. Our travels are fabulous. So just because we can't travel right now doesn't mean we won't be traveling later this year, and of course next year and the year after. So please follow me on Facebook at tasteandsavor.com, Taste and Savor, or on my personal profile, Nancy Waldeck. I'm on Instagram at Chef Nancy, and I will keep posting great recipes, not only from Sicily, but from other places that are easy and fun and help you be healthy and happy and feel great. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao until the next time.